Last night on MasterChef Australia,
I am out of my skin about this challenge.
Brent went head-to-head with one of the best chefs in the country.
Martin, congratulations. You won our challenge today.
I feel proud to be even acknowledged as a contender.
Tonight, 2 teams host a banquet.
You'll be cooking for your team, plus one very special guest.
And international cooking sensation Curtis Stone will accept nothing but the best.
I think it's overcooked.
Ah, that's a disaster.
To me, the lobster's a bit tasteless. There was big mistakes on both, so it's a tough decision. Morning, fellas.
It's a new day. We wake up after Brent's challenge.
Well, Brent, you just faced an incredibly tough challenge. You had to cook off against Martin Burtz from Longrain, who just happens to be one of the most talented Asian-style chefs in the country. Martin, congratulations. You won our challenge today.
So to the rest of the contestants, I think they need to pull their socks up and watch out for you. Well done, Brent. Good job.
He did well yesterday, so he deserves to be proud of himself.
Yeah. It's going to be a big day. I've got a big challenge. We're about to start. We're not quite sure on how it's all going to work, but there's a bit of a buzz around.
I do not want to be on the losing team this week. Bottom line.
I wake up this morning and I come out of the elevator, and as soon as I see the note and the aprons, I call the others to come up.
Guys, come upstairs to the 3rd level.
What's happening?
Today you will be leaving the MasterChef house for your next off-site challenge. Before you go, you must split into 2 teams. Brent, as winner of this week's Invention Test, you will captain one team. You have the choice of team colour and deciding who leads the opposing team. You also have first pick of team members. There you go, mate. Choose carefully.
Right. I don't have a strategy per se. I have a collection of names that I want to work with.
No surprise, guys, I chose blue.
Ginny, come and grab red, mate. I've chosen to pick Jeannie as my opposing team captain. She's got quite a big personality. I'm hoping that will get in the road of her organisational skills. People may not follow her.
I was very happy that we're still the red team, and I thought you have to think now in a strategic way to make sure you pick up the team members you want before he did.
Sam, get your ass off the couch.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, mate.
No worries. I need very talented individuals that can adapt to anything that was put in front of us. People that I rate as some of the strongest competitors.
All right, Chris, get up.
I like that.
I thought Jenny would have picked me first. She knows I can cook. She knows what I'm capable of.
Big Trev.
Oh, Trev. Sorry, Reds.
Tom? I could not pick because of friendship, because it wasn't just my interest here at stake, it was everyone's. And I have to think with my food heart, not my own personal heart.
Josh.
Yeah.
Justine?
You look bloody uncomfortable there, Lucas. Get up.
Oh, the big fella.
It could be seen as deliberate, my choices of getting the strong males out.
You've got testosterone there, guys.
Got a testosterone.
Is it boy versus girl thing? No. I've just picked the strongest team because I don't want to lose.
Andre.
The next person for the blue team is to balance up the genders and also to cover us for desserts. Kate.
Oh. You can.
Julia.
Julie.
Michelle.
Yeah.
There are two people left on the couch, and that is Aaron and myself. The red team is all talking amongst each other. Jenny's very indecisive at this stage, and I'm just thinking that just felt horrible. It really did.
Sandra.
I'm actually hurt, I suppose. I didn't think she'd leave me till last.
Aaron, I can't believe you're still sitting there, mate. Welcome aboard.
Being the last one to be picked doesn't faze me. The blue team is a hungrier team, and the red team is the Titanic waiting to happen. They're either going to get there or they're going to sink miserably.
All right, blue team, let's go. I'm quite cocky and confident that the team that I've picked is ready for anything.
I'm very, very excited. I think we've got a great team, a very strong team in the sense of being united.
With the challenge that's coming up, we know we're going out somewhere and we think it's outdoors. We're up for anything. It's all good fun.
We arrived at the Vaucluse Yacht Club. When we walk in, it's like a long, dark hall with all these little boats, and we walk through to the pier, and there we see two barbecue kitchens.
Welcome to Vaucluse Yacht Club. It's here that you'll be competing in this week's team challenge. The consequences of how well your side performs today will be enormous. One contestant from the losing team will be eliminated.
The rules for the challenge are that we're cooking a banquet for 10 people and for one surprise guest. We've got $500, we've got to go out and buy all our produce, so there's heaps to be done.
Your special guest will be judging you not only on your food, but on the ambience, the presentation, as well as the quality of conversation.
So in an instant, you've just become event planners. You've become caterers. Scary proposition when you think about it, because this is about your guest's experience. They need to walk away from your lunch feeling like $1 million. For the real cooks amongst you, this challenge is going to be fantastic. Each team has $500 to do everything, pretty much. You're under pressure here. Brent, step forward. Jenny, step forward. $500. Spend it wisely.
Do you mind if I count it first?
Do you think I would have done that?
No.
Best of luck, guys.
Your time starts now.
Thank you.
Coming up, the race is on to prepare the best banquet.
Seafood, come on.
Be as fast as we can. The seafood first. By lunchtime today, you will need to have cooked and set a banquet for 10 people. You'll be cooking for your team, plus one very special guest. Your time starts now.
Strategy time. I am basically only the chair.
Or shoot up.
It's an open slather, open forum. Everybody contribute now or forever hold your peace.
With this setup, the majority, I would say seafood.
Seafood straight away.
Absolutely.
Look, I'm thinking clean, like fresh seafood and different mayonnaises, sauces.
The thing we eventually decide upon is welcome to the captain's table. We're going to have a seafood-based lunch with Trevor in his Navy uniform as the host of the event.
I want to hear about what everyone would like.
Prawns.
Crab.
We decided on doing a seafood platter, serving a whole fish with a dessert at the end.
I think a dessert is such a crucial thing of a banquet.
That maybe doing all Australian produce and having that as our theme is a better idea.
Yes.
And it's so much easier for me to do a dessert then.
Why are we changing our idea now? Exactly, we're not.
It shouldn't have even taken me that much effort to actually get an idea in. So I was a bit worried at that point about our organisation on the team and how things were going to run smoothly.
I will set up 3 teams. Kitchen crew, shopping, propping. Just start thinking nautical. We'll put it all out there in a sec.
Sam and Josh are shopping and produce. Kate and Aaron go back to MasterChef Kitchen. Those two won't miss a beat. Lucas and Michelle to get any kind of propping. That leaves Julia and myself to intellectualise and work out where we're going to sit everything.
I'm happy with that. I'm more than happy to decorate it.
Can I just say, look where we are? The water, yacht club, nautical.
Guess I don't want them to hear anything.
I always try to listen to the task. And what stuck in my mind was the words banquet, atmosphere, ambience.
But let's just do 1 or 2 dishes and a salad. And maybe something.
We're going to do a cold seafood platter to start with, a whole fish as a centrepiece, and Andre's going to put together a big spread of Italian, Mediterranean-style grilled vegetables, a bit of a green salad and a nice little dessert.
Water, the sea, and the sun, the smells.
I immediately gave the roles to people like Chris and Justine for shopping, and Gondray will do the vegetables. And I'm good at desserts, I'll do that. And Poy's very experienced in decorating.
Nobody says they don't want the role that they're given, and they go racing off to get the stuff they need.
Thank you.
My assigned role was do the seafood buying. Seafood's my life. I've lived and breathed seafood for as long as I can remember.
We're going to be quick.
Yeah, so as much as we can buy that's already done, it's probably the best option.
Absolutely agree. Seafood, come on. We're going to get 3 whole snappers. Sure. Can you clean them up for us? Yeah, no problem. Thanks, man.
It's something on that side there? You reckon 2 of them would be all right? And that one straight next to it as well. That one there?
Yeah, that looks good. Our food was going to rely on the quality of the ingredient. We're literally serving up seafood in a very natural state. Oh, you do have them cooked?
Yeah,
no, that's fine.
That's fine. From the moment Sam and I got together in the seafood shop, we killed it.
Fresh produce now, mate. We'll go straight to the grocery and we'll grab that, all right?
Thanks, mate. Thanks a lot, eh?
Where's the greengrocer? That one.
We'll be as fast as we can. Seafood first. Chris and I agreed to stick together and go to each shop together so we don't forget anything.
Can we get the smaller of the 2 salmon?
Smaller one, yeah. I think this is beautiful.
I think it's absolutely beautiful.
You gotta make sure it's clear, yeah, good eyes, which means it's fresh.
They had a magnificent whole salmon there, and we just thought that was the most amazing centrepiece.
Careful, see ya.
Move, move, move! Aaron and I are in charge of collecting the equipment from the MasterChef kitchen today. As soon as we get to the kitchen, Poe and Tom are also here, and we know it's going to be a race in to see who can get the best stuff.
Wine glasses and tumblers.
Get all those. So we're just grabbing anything that we think might come in handy. Platters, plates, cutlery. I was actually a bit sneaky and grabbed the entire things of spoons in an attempt to put the red team off.
Got scales?
So turn it in.
After the shoppers and equipment collectors have left, the team start grabbing everything nautical we can find that's not bolted down.
Oh, that's fine. It's nautical looking. That's okay.
We've got Trev as a great prop in his naval uniform.
Nautical type things for the team or something like that, no?
All right.
Just a thought.
No, let's let the food do the talking.
Okay.
But please...
Brent got fired up with adrenaline and he cut people off and did it his way.
But I don't want that to move again. Okay.
Now, you've got to think of the criteria: banquet and atmosphere. That's what we created.
We decided to drape our marquee with the organza fabrics. We wanted ours to look elegant. So Jeannie knows how to do all that sort of stuff, so she faffed it up.
Yeah, I'm going to tie them and then have a little name tag for each person. And then
I knew straight away that Poe's the strongest creative in the team, so we went about getting a lot of the flowers and foliage just to leave to Poe to do.
Both Both teams are back at the Yacht Club and it's crunch time.
Mate, we're set. We've got more seafood than you can shake a stick at.
Hey guys.
Thank you. We've only got such a small amount of time to prep and serve up this lunch for our surprise guests. I think the pressure's on at this point. Everything's in that bag.
Swimmers off. Crabs are on. Crabs are on. So lobsters, swimmer, prawn.
I grabbed my timesheet and basically drilled everybody. Okay, where are you at with this?
We've got a plan, we're going with it.
Where are we at with that? So I was just doing a military drill.
I'm on prep, slicing potatoes, slicing fennel. Yeah, all systems go.
The hardest thing to make is probably making sure our snapper is cooked correctly. So we've given Lucas a few hints on how to do the snapper, and he's running with that.
Well, when I turn it, we're going to lose the juices, aren't we?
We'll just hold it.
Yeah.
And then...
Okay, gotcha. Yep. I've got to make sure it's a little bit underdone, so when the mystery guest eats it, it's correct for them.
Oysters, red wine, vinaigrette, champagne. Champagne glasses are done. Minga. Is that a yes or no? On to dessert. You're on to dessert? Righto.
I'm glad that my team agrees that I should be doing a dessert. I was quite worried at the start when no one really thought that a dessert needed to be served with a banquet.
So I'm sorry I keep having to ask you at the time.
We have 33 minutes to go.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Gary, with 30 minutes to go, he drills us, are you ready? Are you ready? And I'm like, mate, we're so ready.
OK, Brent, tell me where you're at. What are you serving? We've got dipping sauces.
Sam, we've got vinaigrette
sauce and we've got garlic mayonnaise and seafood.
Did you make the mayonnaise? Oh, you didn't make the mayonnaise?
No,
The special guest might know. It might be the Queen, your special guest. She'll know.
It's a time challenge. There's some great products available. The boys have sourced the best for us.
Right,
so.
We might need someone else to work with this. They seem quite busy, a lot of excitement, a lot of buzz, and I think Gary picked on that, and he came up to me at one stage.
You seem much less excited than the guys over there.
Jenny, you've got all together. I said, Gary, relax, it's all flowing. That's our style. I said, I'm part of this team, and I'm actually going to be cooking with the team.
My role is to prep the whole salmon and get that in the alfoil and in the barbecue and try and get that timed correctly.
Chris, you're looking after the salmon.
Yes.
How do you know when it's cooked?
It just feels right.
So what happens if you unwrap it and it's not?
No, you can't really undercook fish.
You can.
You can, but
of
not...
Of course you can.
Well,
You've got 15 minutes to go. You can unwrap it and it might not be cooked.
It's cooked.
Okay, it's cooked. All right.
How's your vegetables starting? They're all done.
I think the hardest thing is the Mediterranean vegetable platter, which Andre is doing. It's more labour intensive because he has to actually slice the vegetables, but it's just the time that it takes for that.
We still are on cruise control. Everybody's confident. We've got everything prepped and we're going to just time it beautifully.
OK, guys, you've got 5 minutes to go. Everything's got to be put down, your pots, your pans, and you need to be ready to serve your guest. OK?
Yeah, just greenery.
Gary says it's time to stop. Our guest is arriving. We look up and there's this magnificent boat pulling up to the pier.
I wonder who the guest is, guys. This is exciting.
Aaron, who is it?
Can't stand to see his face.
We've got to cook a banquet for 10 people.
That's boring.
And we've got a special guest.
So here's your special guest.
It's Curtis Stone.
Oh, it's Curtis Stone.
Yes!
My name's Curtis Stone. I'm living in Los Angeles hosting a TV show and writing cookbooks. And for me, it's all about the food.
I have to admit that when Curtis got off the boat, I had a bit of a perv. I don't think that any female there was unhappy to have him as our surprise guest today.
Very good.
Nice to see you.
You too.
Welcome.
How are you, Gary?
You well?
Good to see you.
Curtis is a leading, internationally renowned young Aussie chef. He was classically trained in London under the legendary Marco Pierre White. He's also author of Surfing the Menu, which became a smash hit television series. He's about to launch a new cookbook called Relaxed Cooking.
OK, guys, I hope you're a little bit nervous now that Curtis has stepped off the boat and you know who you're cooking for. Curtis is going to have a little look around and see what tempts him and see who's going to sit down with first.
I think I'm going to follow my nose.
So you're going to follow your nose, Curtis?
It's a pretty big nose, so I mean, I'm going to come over here. Some of the key things that I'm going to look for are, of course, great food, because that's the cornerstone to every good meal. When you're a good host, you make someone feel very relaxed. So I want to feel relaxed.
I'm the team captain.
So there is a theme to your lunch?
There is. I'm actually a chief in the Navy. I'm on long service leave to come and do this little caper.
Wonderful.
So we figured we've got a little bit of a nautical theme. We might as well use me as a prop.
OK, that's it. Come on, Brent, let him go. So, Curtis, which team tempted you?
I do like a bit of a theme, so it's going to be, on my right, the blue team.
Yeah.
I decided to dine with the blue team first because I think they put a bit more effort into it than the red team.
So, Brent,
yes.
You've got 20 minutes to add all those last little finishing touches to all your dishes. Make sure everything's ready to go.
Well, actually, Gary, our team is ready to go with the experience right now. Everything's going to spoil if we don't start right now.
Fantastic. Off you go, then.
Thank you. Come on, team.
When the blue team tell me that they're going to forfeit their 20-minute prep time, I think to myself, that's some confidence right there. These guys must be on the ball. They must know what they're doing.
Welcome to the captain's table, Mr. Stone.
Thank you very much.
Curtis, please take a seat at the head of the table.
The head of the table. You little beauty. I felt really special. I thought, well, isn't that lovely? They're going to give me the best seat in the house. Then they sat the captain of the ship next to me, which was also really sweet.
So we've got some prawns and some crab meat and...
Tell us what you feel like, Curtis.
Mussels.
Probably got it on that plate.
I eat it all, so, you know, you go for it.
We've got the seafood platter on the table. Basically help yourself, service.
Australia's seafood is so delicious, so you don't really need to muck around with it too much.
Yep. It's a garlic mayonnaise.
I mean, it's all pretty standard cooking with that sort of stuff.
I'll have a glass of the Sauvignon Blanc. Thank you. So tell me about the two dipping sauces.
It's just a garlic mayonnaise, which is store-bought mayonnaise, garlic and lemon.
We should not have bought mayo. We have 9 people on that team who know how to make mayo. Why would you buy mayonnaise?
Who's tasted the lobster? What do you think? To me, the lobster's a bit tasteless.
Ah, the lobster's going to come back and haunt me forever, I know it.
How did you buy it?
Whole cooked.
Whole and cooked. You're a little bit in unknown water when you're buying a cooked crayfish.
Yeah.
You know, a crayfish should be cooked as close to being killed as possible. If you source great quality ingredients, you don't have to do too much to it.
Okay.
You know, I'm not impressed by the lobster.
I probably did let the team down. They didn't have any raw lobster there, and I would have honestly bought it if I did.
As a cook, I'd try and discourage you from making an excuse of, well, that was sort of all we could get our hands on. If that's all you can get your hands on, don't use it.
Yep.
Great advice. Thank you.
Yes, that is straight. This is Lydia's.
On the end.
Trevor's next door.
Clear away. Thank you.
The service for the blue team could have been helped out a lot by chilling everyone out. They kept getting up and down from the table. It was a bumbly mess.
There was beautiful snapper there today, and when they came out, I just thought, man, I wish I had hooked on a couple of those myself.
Yeah.
You know,
I think Brent's quite nervous. What he tended to do was monopolise a conversation. He didn't really let many of his other team get a word in. And that's important, especially as a leader. You need to make sure that everybody's playing as a team.
The most beautiful stuff ever.
So it's time to serve the fish. Can I give you the cheek?
The cheeks are delicious.
I made sure I gave him the fish cheeks and the back of the neck because it's just so juicy and tender.
So you've got a bit of snapper. Tell me how you cooked it.
I scored the meat, put a little bit of the tops of the fennel into it, a bit of salt, pepper, olive oil, and stuffed it with fennel, a bit of parsley, and just a splash of white wine just over the top, closed it up and cooked it for 18 minutes on the barbecue. Let it sit, and a fennel and potato bake that we did on the barbecue.
Yum. I'm so hungry.
We lost track of time a lot during lunch.
It's great.
Good.
I love fennel. It's one of my favourite ingredients.
We've only just served the main meal and he's really enjoying it, but we still have dessert, so we were a little bit worried.
So guys, just to let you know, we started off with 30 minutes and we've got about 5 minutes to go.
So at that point, I'm in a bit of a rush to get up there and make sure that Curtis at least gets to taste our dessert before time's up.
Where's the banana cake? Here?
It is in a bag underneath this counter. I'm going to put it in the bowls, yeah. I'm just messing it all up on the plate, to be honest.
Fish cooked on the bone has got so much more flavour than if it's been filleted first, so I really admire your decision to cook a whole fish. It's great. It's harder to do than cooking a fillet, so I'm very impressed.
Sorry to rush you, Curtis, but just so with time, the dessert.
Perfect timing. That was delicious.
Aussie mess based on Eton mess, but more Aussie.
Aussie mess?
Aussie mess.
Yes. Whose idea was this?
This is Big Young Kate's idea.
Kate, come over and join us.
Go. Go, Kate, go. Go, Kate,
So I
go.
take it you've never had Aussie mess before?
Aussie mess? I don't know what an Aussie mess is. You've got to explain it to me.
Everyone knows Eton mess, obviously. So we've got meringues, some minted cream, passion fruit, bananas, and a mango coulis. Something nice and refreshing and summery. So.
The flavours with the passion fruit and the banana, I love. Delicious. The cream's nice and velvety, and the meringue. I think it works. It's nice to invent Aussie food. That's what we're all about. The blue team has got a real spark in there. They served a couple of really good things. Guys, I think time's up, so that's my last one.
Here's to Curtis, everybody.
Cheers. Well done, Michelle. Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your lunch.
Come on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, team.
Lunch number 2, I love this.
Next, the red team wine and dine Curtis. But what have they done to upset him?
That's a disaster. Like, that's the one thing you are not allowed to do.
And later, Gary delivers the verdict.
The winning team.
So who's been leading?
The challenge is we have to cook for the team and Curtis Stone. We get given $500 to go shopping and we have to come up with a banquet.
A whole baked salmon.
It's time for my second meal of the day, the red team.
Do you want me to plate that for you?
The red team used their prep time, and I think it was really wise.
I start plating up the vegetables and just keep my eye on Chris's fish as well. Things are pulling together. We should get this done.
Let's go.
Okay. Superb. I was stoked with how everything came seamlessly together.
How's it going, guys?
Welcome.
Looks like a wedding.
Wow, look at that. My first impressions of the red team was they had it together. They were really calm. I was impressed. The table looked beautiful and they were all very relaxed. Great. I'm sitting here.
Would you like some water to start?
I'd love some water, thank you. This all looks beautiful.
Yep.
You spelt my name wrong though, Po.
Did I really?
I'm only joking. Had my name on my play setting. It was really sweet and it was quite classy. It was well done.
Would you want to help yourself? Just some...
Yeah, so what have we got here, guys?
Okay, we've got the smoked eel.
Some smoked eel.
Yep, that's good.
Po for you.
Oh, Curtis served Po for a little bit. Yeah, it was just friendly, happy and comfortable.
Thomas.
Do you want me to get some food, Andre? Everyone got a drink?
Who's got a drink?
Cheers.
Cheers. Welcome, Curtis. Lovely to meet you.
Cheers. We've got some, we've made some mayonnaises also.
All
roast
homemade?
garlic, just lemon and a dill mayonnaise.
Yeah.
So how did you make this one?
Just the egg yolks, mustard. I did half olive oil, half sunflower oil. And then we finish off with lemon and dill.
That's really good.
And then saffron.
Curtis commentates on all of the food. He loves the homemade sauces.
Should we clear these and move on to some bigger things?
Yeah, looks good.
We picked salmon because it looks good in Banquet.
So you decided to cook it in foil, so it's baked?
It's baked on the barbecue, yeah. It's 45, 50 minutes, then we left it rest for about 15.
So what was your intention? How did you want to cook it?
Oh, just low and slow. I wanted it to be a little underdone.
So how do you think this is cooked?
I think it's slightly over.
Yep.
I would have liked it a little pinker in the middle. Mind you, it's been sitting there for a while, so I don't think it's been...
I'm not sure that this is the right dish if you weren't sure when you were going to serve it. I think you're right. I think it's overcooked. To me, to serve a nice big fish like that and not worry whether it was hot or cold and a little bit overcooked, you're getting into dangerous territory there.
There's quite a lot of pan juices down the bottom if you want to get into some of those.
We accepted our mistake. We knew because you all make mistakes. And also the vegetables. We created 4 seasons in one.
So tell me about the veggies.
Veggies thinly sliced. The mushrooms just had a bit of oregano on it.
I'll give you a quick crash course.
Yeah.
Mushrooms, autumn. Asparagus, it's the quintessential spring vegetable. Pumpkin is autumn, winter. Zucchini, summer. So we've gone spring, summer, winter, and autumn.
Oh, so I put the whole year in your dish.
We could call it the quattro stagioni. And they served vegetables from 4 different seasons. That's a disaster. Like, that's the one thing you are not allowed to do when you serve me lunch. When you're a chef, you have to think about what's grown in season, when you can, what's grown locally, and what's good.
Seasonality.
Seasonality is super important.
Sandra and Jeannie wanted to go back to get the desserts prepared because that was their dish.
Jeannie's actually created a fantastic dessert, George's olive oil mousse.
I love chocolate, and I've got a really delicious olive oil chocolate mousse.
We've got 4 minutes left. Let's go.
This is a raspberry. I've had this before. It's almost like a raspberry.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yum.
Doing fantastic. Where did you get the recipe from, Jetty?
Friend of ours.
It's quite a lot. It's actually Geordie's recipe with the olive oil. I thought I recognised it. It's Geordie's recipe, and he'll be quite proud that I've used it.
To that, I emulsify 200 mils of olive oil to the chocolate, OK?
You've got to be careful when you ask a Greek chef to do a French dessert, because they start putting olive oil in it. But
I could have closed my eyes, actually, and be with my own family. It was extremely relaxed.
For me, it just reminded me of, the weekends, just eating, talking, laughing. It's a very European thing.
It tastes delicious.
It works with the berries and the chocolate.
Really nice with the berries. The mousse is very rich.
Have a sip of the beer now.
Okay. Guys, I'm having so much fun, I don't want to leave, but thank you so much for a delicious lunch, and I've really, really enjoyed it.
Thanks, Thank you for coming. It was lovely to meet you. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest without me.
Thank you.
We will.
Fantastic.
Good job.
Team Red.
We've pulled off exactly what we set out to do, which is a warm, inviting, comfortable environment with loads of beautiful food, good drink, good conversation. We've done it.
Still ahead, Curtis plays judge and jury.
It's tough. There was big mistakes on both.
So you arrived in a beautiful boat. You turned up in this gorgeous setting, and you got to eat some nice food, I hope.
I had lunch twice. What a fantastic day.
It is good. So tell us, how did the blue team go? They set up Trevor in his Submariner's outfit.
And you know what? You could look at it and think, is it a bit tacky? I thought it was a bit of fun, and we got straight into it, which I loved. They denied the 20 minutes of preparation time. They said, we're ready. And I love that confidence.
Do you think that was a mistake, possibly?
Because they didn't take that 20 minutes, there was always a lot of people getting up and down from the table. And in the end, they seemed a bit rushed and they seemed a bit nervous.
Yeah. How did you feel about the food to start off with?
I admire their vision because they thought to themselves, let's get great quality seafood and serve it really simply. Yeah. But unfortunately, that's good if you get good quality stuff and you serve it right. Yeah. The lobster was bought and cooked. And to me, to pay that much money...
Why would you do that?
It's a disaster.
It is a disaster, isn't it?
And they also had store-bought mayonnaise. Now, if they're here in a competition showing off their cooking credentials, they should be making the mayonnaise themselves. Let's get to the main course, because I'm eager to talk about it. We got served a whole snapper. Yep. It was delicious. Okay. Beautiful and moist, really succulent. It was hot. It was cooked to perfection. Yeah. I don't know how it improved their main course. It was really good. And then dessert was an Aussie mess, right? It was based on the Eton mess, which is the English version of the dessert.
Berries, meringue,
Absolutely.
cream.
Yep. It was a real Aussie dessert. The passion fruit, the bananas, the cream, the meringue. It was fun. I liked it.
Great. So blue team, we've got some ticks and we've got some crosses.
Bit of both.
So over to the red team. Yeah. How did you go?
From the second I walked into the red team's little group, I felt really relaxed. And to me, that's very important. Yeah. Their table was set beautifully. They were probably marginally classier. Yeah. They had some nice flowers there. I was really impressed because they made the mayonnaise themselves.
And they should make it. It's easy.
When the red team served the main course, which was already all out on the table. It was a whole salmon, very big piece of fish, which is hard to cook. We all know that.
And you've got to keep it pink, because if you overcook salmon, it's horrible. So did they overcook it?
They overcooked the salmon. When I made mention that the salmon was overcooked, they tried to rectify the problem. They got a few more of the juices from outside of the salmon, and it marginally improved it.
Yeah.
On side of that, there was a plate of vegetables, which they called antipasta. They'd chosen one vegetable from each season. And when you're talking to a chef that believes in seasonality, local produce, it's a big mistake to make.
Their dessert, they did a chocolate mousse, didn't they?
They did a chocolate mousse, which I think was George's.
Did they admit to it?
George's, and they admitted to it, which I was impressed that they gave it up, and they did it very nicely. It's very decadent, very rich, and they broke up that richness with some fresh berries. Perfect for this time of year.
But can you forgive that salmon? That's the, you know, who knows?
It's tough. There was big mistakes on both.
Yeah. Have you made your decision?
I have. It's in this envelope.
Give me that hard-earned decision. It's time to say goodbye, I think.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, guys, it's time for Curtis to head home.
Thank you for such an amazing day. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you. So on the outside, Curtis is a lovely guy, but he's an experienced chef. He's a tough taskmaster, and he's made his decision. So, guys, the decision awaits you. Goodbye.
So the challenge is over now, and I think that our team performed very well, and it's a very close call. It's going to be a tough one.
We've arrived at the MasterChef kitchen and we're about to take our positions. So I'm just hoping that Curtis has made the right decision.
There are those chairs in a row waiting for us. We sit down and we've got everything crossed that we've won this challenge.
Blue team, red team, welcome. You've just completed your second team challenge. You were asked to make a banquet lunch for 10 people. You had to feed yourselves, as well as one very special guest, the internationally renowned chef and author, Curtis Stone. Now, Curtis was not only your guest, he was also the challenge judge, and he had to decide which team lost and which team won.
So Curtis was judging each team on the total package, not only on the food, but the presentation, the decoration, and of course the conversation.
The winning team will be rewarded for their efforts. They'll get to enjoy a long lunch at one of Sydney's finest restaurants, Hugo's in Manly. More importantly, they'll get to spend valuable time in the kitchen watching some of the country's top professional chefs. The loser of the challenge will unfortunately have to cast their votes to eliminate the person they believe should be leaving the competition. So let's get down to business. Gary, from what Curtis told you, how did the red team go?
In terms of positives, the table setting, I think he was pleased with. It was understated. Your flowers, the names on the leaf, which was a lovely touch. So well done there. The chocolate mousse.
He loved it.
Funny recipe. Where did that come from?
I used George's recipe because no refrigeration needed, and you need to leave it at room temperature.
Was it as good as George's?
I think it was great.
Yeah. He liked the fact that you introduced the idea that it was a friend who shared the recipe for the chocolate mousse and didn't name George straight out, and that George might be proud of that. The fact that you made your mayonnaise, very impressed. So, obviously there were some big pluses, but also some big negatives. And one of the big mistakes, the salmon was overcooked. Now, Chris, I think you were hoping that that was going to be the pièce de résistance.
It was perfect when it came out. Unfortunately, had to sit there and it just, went a little bit too far.
You know, nothing's perfect when it comes out because we don't eat food as it comes out of the oven. Yeah. You have to take a rest into consideration.
Yeah.
The other thing that Curtis pointed out was the seasonality of the grilled vegetables. You had zucchini, you had asparagus, which, we're talking spring, summer, and then some confusion.
I put all the seasons into one dish and it looked beautiful for some.
Pumpkin was a winter veg, and on a glorious summer day, we just had a mixture of vegetables for colour.
Excellent point, and I can see where that can help me in the future, definitely.
OK.
Jenny, this is your first time as team leader. How do you think you went?
Well, I think I was very calm and I tried to be of assistance. I feel quite confident because we executed what exactly the task was.
Coming up, what did Curtis make of the blue team's banquet?
He spoke very highly of the snapper.
And the winning team revealed.
You just completed your second team challenge. You were asked to make a banquet lunch. You had to feed yourselves, as well as Curtis Stone. Now, Curtis was not only your guest, he was also the challenge judge. Gary, how did the blue team go?
Curtis mentioned a few things that stood out. And let's not forget that he picked the blue team to go to first. And the thing that struck him was the fact that you had a theme. You had Trevor dressed up as a Navy captain. You had a nautical theme. He spoke very highly of the snapper. Josh, you're the seafood man. You come from a seafood family. How do you feel about that?
I looked at the whole fish range and the snappers looked the best.
Another thing was the Aussie mess, based on a classic English dish called Eton mess, which is berries, whipped cream and meringue. And you guys did it with meringue, whipped cream, banana, mango and passion fruit. So well done.
Thank you.
Some of the negatives, the rock lobster, that it wasn't that good, that you'd bought it in cooked rather than raw and cook it. I mean, you know this, don't you? You've seen how it gets cooked, haven't you?
Yeah, I wanted to get live lobsters, but they didn't have any.
Curtis felt very rushed.
Yep, got it. Go. Go, Kate, go. Go, Kate, go.
You chose not to use the 20 minutes extra time. That 20 minutes was there for you guys just to put the finishing touches on all your dishes. Are you still holding to the fact that that was a good decision?
Everything would have spoiled. We had beautiful fresh seafood stacked on ice, and we wanted that snapper to be just banging hot, and it showed through. I'll stand by the decision.
The other thing that he did mention, and I picked up on it as well, of course, was the store-bought mayonnaise.
This much of it.
It's got to be the easiest thing in the world to make, a vinaigrette and mayonnaise.
Yep.
Take the lesson on board.
Yep.
It's valid. We made a decision as a team that we would do pre-bought mayonnaise, and as a result, it probably wasn't our best move on the day.
So, Brent, how did you go as team captain, do you think?
I was just the chairperson. Yes, yes, no, great idea. What does everyone think? I will set up 3. That's the way I work at home.
We need to know who was the best performer on the team. Who was the standout?
It was a team. It was a team. No, wait, please.
No. Brent. Brent.
Yes.
Listen. Stop being a politician. Start being a chef.
Josh and Sam, I put them in charge of shopping and produce, and they came home with the goods.
Obviously, there were some big positives, but also some big negatives from both teams, the blue and the red team. Curtis Stone is a highly respected chef, very successful, and a man who knows his food. He wrote down the winner, popped it in this envelope, sealed it by his own fair hand, and left. In a restaurant, there's an old saying that the customer's always right. Well, Curtis Stone has made his decision, and whatever decision that is, he's right. The winning team is the red team.
The moment this is the red team, my blood drained out of my whole body. It was overwhelming.
Yes, sir. Chris, got his things. Come here.
Chins up, guys. Be proud of what you did.
It sucks. We did our best. Michelle, in the end, it's not your fault, okay?
I had a big cry. It just flowed out and it's like, shit, I'm on the losing team again.
It's not your fault.
I felt ripped off. Unfortunately, I knew, and now I'm going to fight for my life against the knives that are going to come out.
Tomorrow night on MasterChef Australia.
I know I can cook better than half these people.
It's elimination time as Blue Team pays the price for defeat.
Most of us have been through this last week and none of us are keen to do it again.
It's chef against chef in a fight for survival.
Because I feel like now it's a witch hunt because I'm at the top of the tree. I feel like I'm fighting for my life on this one.
And their fate lies in their competitors' hands.
You're going to lose someone good here if it's me.
I don't know how long Aaron's going to last in this competition.
If he doesn't step it up, his time will come.